Hello there, Watson here, back with another review. I have finally 100% completed Atelier Yumia, so let's talk about it. So Atelier Yumia, or with its full title, the Atelier Yumia, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land, which I'm not going to say ever again in this video, was a action RPG by Gust and published by Koei Tecmo. It's another game in a long series of titles that is quite niche, even for RPGs. Apparently, the entire series, which there's like well over 30 odd games in the series, has only sold 7.5 million copies total. So it's incredibly niche. I've never played one before myself, other than I played an hour of Atelier Iris 2, back when I was like, I don't know, maybe 18, 19, something like that. So yeah, incredibly niche title. This is the first time I've played one of them. The story, I'm guessing the stories are all pretty much the same. The kind of standard sort of, I guess, anime fare, like power of friendship, stuff like that. Yumia, the title character, is an alchemist in a land where alchemy is forbidden, it's taboo. But she's helping out this expeditionary force to basically, they're looking over this particular land. They're scouting it, trying to figure out what happened to the people that live there and whatnot. Some of the parts of the game, there is tribes that live in like the particular area, but you can see from like playing the game, a lot of it's like ruins and stuff like that. You can see there was an ancient civilization that lived there, and you're basically trying to figure out what happened and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's basically the story. There's bad guys that show up that are like trying to bring back the good old days and that kind of stuff. So it's nothing particularly overly unique or special, but it's interesting. It is interesting. Gameplay wise, the battle system is interesting. It's kind of a mix between action RPG and turn based. Basically, you get so many charges for your attack that you can use up, and then once they're used up, you then have to wait for the bar to refill before you can use them again. So in that way, it's kind of like you've got your standard action, but there's a limit to it. So if you've got 5 charges on, say, your A button attack, you can only attack 5 times, and then you need to wait for a bar to refill before it will allow you to do the next attack. You can swap between attacks, so you've got A, B, Y, X. I played this on Xbox, obviously, depending on what you're playing on, depends on the button combinations. But on top of that, you've also got like items that you can use and stuff like that. So there was lots of elemental weapons that you could use as like extras to your standard attacks that you can make, which brings me on to crafting. I can see the appeal of this game is very much in the crafting system. You can make your own weapons and items and stuff like that, and then there's like a rather intricate crafting system that goes into it to make the weapons and items better. On top of that, there's also base building, which a lot of people really enjoy. I'm kind of like, I'm not really all that bothered by it. I did Ark back in the day. It's not something that I'm really into a lot. So that wasn't for me, but I can see that a lot of people will be overly enthusiastic about doing the base building stuff and making it look great and pretty. And there's like several bases that you can build in each of the different maps. And then you can build like supplementary things, like there was a greenhouse and a furnace and stuff like that, which helps. Yeah, there was a furnace later on, like a warehouse as well, so you could store more materials. The materials you just find by picking them up as you go along. You'll just like see like loads of flowers or logs of wood and stuff like that you can just pick up as you go along. So, and then you go back to like your base and it all stores for you. So, difficulty wise, it wasn't overly difficult. I did find that thinking, because like in the first area, that I was leveling up far too quickly. By the time I'd finished the first area, I think it was like level 60 out of 99. I was like, I am leveling up far too quick. Most of the general enemies that you fight, I was steamrollering over anyway. It wasn't until I got to the bosses where there was a steep difficulty curve, which is something that can be sidetracked if you focus on doing the crafting stuff and upgrading like all your weapons and armor and all that sort of stuff, and focus on the skill tree that allows for better quality stuff. It's easier to make yourself OP and then not worry about the bosses. But for me, as I wasn't particularly focused on all that sort of stuff, I was more focused on getting the game done. Yeah, the bosses represented a difficulty curve that I needed to go back, change all my weapons and stuff, upgrade and whatnot to be able to defeat them, which is fine. If you do get a game over when you're fighting the bosses, it just takes you back. It gets rid of half of like your energy thing and then like revives you near the boss. So it's not, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna lose like a load of progress or anything like that. Each area tended to have a ton of stuff to find. There was just like stuff everywhere that you could find, like ruins and places where you could farm materials or monster nests, stuff like that. So there was plenty of stuff to do and find, and then there was also a research element to it as well, where you had to do like certain actions or build certain things that would go to a different bar. So there was like a progress bar for the area for finding stuff, and then there was a progress bar for the area for researching stuff. So I'll talk about that in a bit when we go on to the achievements. Music wise, it kind of continuously uses like a couple of different songs. Some of them were pretty good, but nothing that's memorable enough for me that I'm still like humming the tune sort of thing. And that's pretty much it. I enjoyed playing Atelier Yumia. It was great to play for the time. I probably wouldn't go back to playing it again, but I would play another one in the series, just to see what the rest of them are like. So I'm definitely interested in playing more of the series going forward, especially if there's more of them on Xbox rather than play them elsewhere. But yeah, it's an easy RPG is all I can say about that. Basically, it's something that if you're interested in playing RPGs and want an easier one, then Atelier Yumia is definitely that. It's definitely something that you can look into playing. But yeah, we'll go over the achievements. So the achievements then for Atelier Yumia, it was an easy 100%. There wasn't anything that was missable. Once you finished the game, you could go back and play the game again and just like go back to various areas and unlock the stuff that you missed and whatnot. So The introduction cleared the prologue map. It does that thing where in some games it'll show you like a snippet of something that happens later on in the game. That's your prologue map. I personally don't enjoy that sort of thing where it's like, oh yes, this is what happens later on in the game. I'd kind of like to see the reveal when it happens rather than it being spoiled beforehand, but that's just me, I guess. She who manipulates mana perform synthesis for the first time. So one of the things that Yumia can do is she can perform basic synthesis whilst she's exploring. This can be used to make stuff like a glove for the zip lines. It can be used to make bullets, to shoot various like targets and stuff. It can be used to make bandages for healing. There's quite a few other things that you can get, and you get more as you continue to play. Big monster hunt, defeat a fierce enemy. Sometimes like an enemy will show up on the map that's a bit stronger than the other enemies in the area. It was like, I think it looked like a mouth with fangs on the map. You just need to defeat it. As I said, you level up so quick. Like, I pretty much got that one straight away. Recall the recipe for the first time. So in order to build certain things through alchemy, you need to recall the recipe first. The recipe is normally unlocked when you find an item in the area that allows you to recall the recipe, and then you need to get like, it's usually 2 items and then a particular, I can't remember what they were, it'll come up in a minute anyway, but you need like a particular item as well to be able to recall recipes. Defeat a wandering monster. Again, this is similar to the fierce enemy. Completed 1 random quest. So random quests show up on the map all the time. They're question marks rather than exclamation marks, if I remember correctly. They're usually stuff like deliver something or other to a person, or build like a bed or something like that. It's never anything too difficult. Unlock your first landmark. So if I remember correctly, the landmarks allow you to fast travel to areas. If I'm remembering that correctly, it's like a fast travel point. You don't need to do anything in particular to unlock them, just go up to the thing. Discovered your first investigation record. I don't remember what that was, but apparently quite a lot of people have found it anyway. Yeah, I don't remember what that one was. Enhance the exploration bag to maximum. So on the skill tree there are obviously various different skills that you can unlock. For that one, on the exploration tab, if I remember correctly, there's a couple of upgrades that you can do that allow you to upgrade your exploration bag. It's pretty simple. Went fishing for the first time. You need to have the lore item unlocked to be able to fish. You don't need a fishing rod or anything like that. Yumia actually uses her staff, which I thought was unique. Defeated Vesper. Vesper's the first boss. He's actually the voice actor for Vesper is Kiryu Kazuma from Yakuza, from the Yakuza series, and Vesper is a dragon, so it's like a weird nod in some way, because Kiryu's obviously the dragon of Dojima. Complete the Ligneous region, or complete the story for the Ligneous region. That's just story related. It's like you complete the first region. Gathered all the party members. You gather the party members as you go along with the story. There are 5 other party members, obviously apart from Yumia, so there's like 6 altogether. As I said, you just know as the story goes along. Lily Borea is another boss. The first time I fought her, she actually beat me, and then obviously I upgraded stuff like I said before, and yeah. The Sivash region is the second region, so that's just completing the story for that. Use Mana Surge for the first time. That's like this game's version of a limit break. So it gets to a point where you can, if you're building up mana, which you need to use the magic tools for in battle, there's a bar that builds up to 100%. Once it's at 100%, you can then activate Mana Surge mode, which allows you to deal more damage with normal physical attacks. It changes all Yumi's like normal physical attacks, and then once that bar runs out, or actually, well, anytime you can press, I think it was the back button, or select on PlayStation, and it will activate like a limit break, which will do like thousands of damage. It pretty much like wiped most of the HP off most things that I fought, so it's pretty useful. Progress the Ligneous region investigation rate to 100%. That is one that you can't complete until you get to the second region, and then you there's like a bit at the bottom of the second region that you can go around that takes you back to the Ligneous region. Set a trait crystal on a tool. This is done in the weapon menu. So when you're equipping weapons and stuff, there's an option to equip trait crystals onto weapons, which do stuff like give you more attack. Maximize the comfort level in one area. So this is back to the base building stuff. It allows you to get various different perks for getting the comfort level up to a high amount. A lot of people will actually like do the base building stuff properly and like make everything look nice and all that. You can, if you really just don't want to do that, just pick an item and spam it, and then you can like put them in the same place as well. So I think a lot of the time there was like a plant that added +10 to the area, so I just spammed that. Enhance the energy core to maximum. That is a skill. No, it's not. There is a what were they called? Like a prayer thing. I can't remember what they're called. It's been like a month since I last played it, but there's one of the things that you find in the map is like a prayer station or something along those lines. Once you do like the little puzzle to activate it, you can then use energy prisms on the prayer thing to upgrade your energy core. You have to upgrade all 3 of the options to maximum to be able to get that achievement. It sounds a bit like it should only be like the first option, which increased the amount for the energy core. It goes all the way up to like 500%, but it's all 3 options that you need to upgrade. Perform simple synthesis 100 times. So that is Yumia's synthesis that she can do whilst exploring. So making bandages, bullets, that sort of stuff. You could literally just spam that straight away at the start of the game if you really wanted to. You could use like bullets or something and just like use up all the bullets each time. Fought and fled from Corleones. Corleones is like the main antagonist for the game, for most of the game. So that's story related, and that one's also story related. And then complete the story for the Aruma region is story related again. Nina's side story. Nina's one of the characters. You just have to complete her series of side quests. collect every type of particle. So the thing that I was talking about before with the recipes, where it's like you need 2 items and then there was like a third item, it's particles. So I think there was 6 different types of particles. If I remember correctly, it might be 3, and then there was like multiple levels of it. Again, it's been a while since I played it, but there's various like geysers that you can find around the map, which like you can be walking along and there'll be like a trail that leads you, like a blue trail that appears that leads you to like a geyser, which you can then go to and get different types of particles. I believe there was 6 different types, and they were like based on different emotions. But yeah, collect every different type. Obtain every cooking recipe. I don't remember how I got that, but I know I didn't particularly go out my way to get it. It just kind of gave it to me. I think it was just a case of doing the side quests, and it eventually gave it to me. Raise the recipe to level 10, so when you unlock the recipes, you can upgrade them so that everything... there's like bonuses that you can get when making the weapons and stuff. So, yeah, raised a recipe to level 10. You don't need to do them all, you just need to do one. They tend to have use particles to upgrade. Victor's side story. Victor's another of the party characters. That's just his side quests. The Alruma region investigation to 100%, and the Sivash region to 100%. What happens is, usually with each region, you can't finish those regions until you get to the next region, and you kind of loop back on yourself. You can kind of see it from the map. There's like, it'll be like a cloudy area, and you can get to it by going through the next region. Rutger is another of the party characters that's just completing his side quests. Learn all the simple synthesis recipes. Again, doing side quests get you all of them, and then there's like the research investigation stuff will also unlock some as well. But Isla's side story, another character's side quests, and Lenya's also the character's side quests. Unlock the 3 control towers. That is a story related achievement for the last area. Perform synthesis after receiving all resident character rewards. I also did this. Basically, once you get all the skills for like synthesis, I just auto did it and it gave it me. So I can't really like comment too much on that. Unlocked all of the landmarks. Again, I'm pretty certain that's the fast travel points if I'm remembering correctly. Basilius is the final boss. And then complete the main story. How 0.2% people didn't then go on to complete the main story, I have no idea, because it kind of like rolls the credits after you defeat the boss. And as I said, you can go back to playing the game, or you can start a new game plus if you really want to. Learn all the skills. So the best way to do this, I found, was to spam alchemy stuff. It gets you like 40. Some of the stuff gets you like 40 SP per time you make it. So I was just like spamming a load of stuff by the end. I do recommend doing that like at the end if you've already done everything else. There is other ways, obviously, to get skill points. You can do like side quests and stuff like that. But I found that was the quickest way to do it, was to just spam creating stuff. All region investigations to 100%, and then the investigation rating for the Lacuna region. unlock all the special build options. That's through the pioneering, the research stuff that I was talking about. It's pioneering. There's like 100% for investigation for every region, and then there's 100% for the pioneering for every region. The pioneering is stuff like using a particular character in battle, using a particular character's like attacks, would be like a specific attack, building stuff like building a bed, researching how to build a bed, like there was 3. I can't remember what the middle option was. It might have just been like collecting stuff, but yeah. Once you finish the pioneering in every area, there's like some stuff that only unlock from that. So like special builds and synthesis options will only unlock through pioneering. Record every recipe you need to get certain items for. I found that by the time I'd finished the game, I was missing maybe a handful, 4 or 5, and I had to go and look for the items. There is quite a good wiki page with all the items and where to get them from. So, and then unlock all the achievements. Yay! That obviously takes the place of a platinum trophy if you're playing on PlayStation. So that is Atelier Yumia. As I said, I enjoyed playing it. It was good fun. It was nothing too hard, nothing too taxing. There was lots of talking in it. There was literally times when there'd be a cutscene, there'd be lots of talking, and then I'd move a couple of steps, and there'd be another cutscene with more talking, and then move a couple of steps further, and there'd be a cutscene with more talking, and it was like, that's probably a bit much. It should be like some sort of action between, but it is what it is. But yeah, as always, don't forget, if you did make it to the end of this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.